Kubb United presents How to Play Kubb. The game of Kubb is simple. To win, be the first team to knock down the cubes and the king by throwing wooden batons. Kubb is played on a 5x8 meter playing field called the pitch. There are 2 teams with 1 to 6 players per team. Competitive Kubb requirements vary by tournament, but typically requires a minimum of 2 to 3 players per team. To play, you'll need 10 wooden blocks called kubbs, 5 placed on each baseline, 1 king placed in the middle of the pitch, and 6 wooden batons used for knocking down kubbs. That's it. Your game is set, and it's time to play. The game starts with a friendly handshake at the center of the pitch. Then, a baton toss towards the king determines who starts. A player from each team stands behind the baseline and throws 1 baton towards the king. The baton landing closest to the king without knocking it over wins, and determines if their team will throw first or they choose a side. Game on! Team Red starts by throwing the batons at the baseline kubbs on Team Blue's side of the pitch. Each player splits throwing the batons. In tournament play, a 2-4-6 open starts the game, meaning that the first team throws only 2 batons, then the second team throws 4, and the first team then throws all 6 batons, and 6 batons are then used through the remainder of the game. The baton must be thrown underhand and vertically. The baton should not rotate horizontally. After all the batons are thrown by Team Red, any baseline kubbs knocked over are picked up and tossed onto Team Red's side of the pitch. These are now called field kubbs, and once they are all thrown, Team Red will stand them upright where they landed. When raising the field kubbs, 2 corners of the kubb must be kept on the ground and tilted up as if they were on a hinge. Kubbs must be kept in bounds if possible, and no twisting allowed. If a kubb is tossed out of bounds, 1 rethrow is allowed. On the second throw, if the kubb is still not in bounds, the opposing team can place that kubb anywhere on the pitch at least 1 baton length from the king. The throwing team, now Team Blue, must knock down all the field kubbs before they can start attacking the baseline kubbs and then the king. If all the field kubbs are not cleared in that turn, Team Red gets the advantage of throwing from the closest field kubb left standing. If a baseline kubb is knocked over before clearing the field kubbs, it is placed back upright and does not count. At any time during the game, if the king is knocked over before knocking down all of your opponent's baseline kubbs, you can pack up your kubb bags. This is an automatic loss. Play continues alternating between Team Red and Team Blue, first clearing any field kubbs and then the baseline kubbs. Once all baseline kubbs are down and you have batons remaining, it's time to attack the king. Knock down the king from behind the baseline, and victory is yours. And that's the game of Kubb. An interesting fact: the exact origins of Kubb are unknown, but rumors suggest it started in Scandinavia over 1,000 years ago by Vikings, playing the game with the skulls and thigh bones of their victims. Though the more probable and less gruesome, but far less interesting theory, is that the game was played using offcuts from chopping firewood, which would make sense since the word kubb means block of wood in Norwegian. Visit Kubb United at kubbunited.com to learn more about the game, compete, and join the Kubb community.